This was almost your reality. In 2011, had a madman succeeded in a diabolical plan to destroy the world. This is the story of a Rouge spy, disenfranchised with Western culture, and hell-bent on destroying it, and creating a global one-world order. This is the story of Mr. M. The spring of 2011 was thick with anticipation. In Washington, D.C., the air crackled with a covert energy surrounding Operation Geronimo. To the world, it would become known as the daring raid that killed Osama bin Laden. But in the shadowed corridors of power, particularly within the Kremlin, a different narrative was being meticulously woven, one that brought the world to the brink of nuclear annihilation. At the heart of this deception was a man known only as Mr. M. For years, he had served as a highly placed, deeply trusted asset within the U.S. intelligence apparatus, a conduit of classified information to Moscow. His true identity remains shrouded in layers of classified documents and whispered theories, but his access was undeniable, his insights invaluable. Yet, beneath the veneer of a loyal double agent, Mr. M harbored a profound, festering disillusionment with American foreign policy. He had come to believe that the only way to reset the global order, to truly break the cycle of proxy wars and geopolitical maneuvering, was through a cataclysmic confrontation. As details of Operation Geronimo filtered through his channels, Mr. M saw his opportunity. He intercepted the fragmented intelligence, the coded communications, the high-level briefings concerning a high-value target and a decisive strike. He knew, with absolute certainty, that the target was bin Laden. But in his reports to his handlers in the SVR, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, Mr. M painted a chillingly different picture. He asserted, with a conviction that bordered on fanaticism, that Geronimo was not about a terrorist leader in Pakistan, but a meticulously planned decapitation strike against the very heart of Russian power Vladimir Putin. He claimed the operation was a preemptive move by a hawkish faction within the Pentagon, designed to destabilize Russia and assert American global dominance. The timing could not have been more tragically coincidental. On May 2, 2011, as U.S. Navy SEALs descended on the compound in Abbottabad, a long-scheduled, large-scale Russian military exercise was underway just outside Moscow. Tanks rumbled, artillery boomed, and helicopters crisscrossed the skies near the Kremlin. The exercise, a routine show of force and readiness, suddenly took on a sinister new meaning in the minds of the Russian leadership. In the secure underground bunker beneath the Kremlin, Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, flanked by President Dmitry Medvedev, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and Defense Minister Anatoly Serdyukov, watched the live feeds. Mr. M's recent, urgent warnings flashed in their minds. The sound of distant explosions from the military drills, combined with the fabricated intelligence, solidified a terrifying conclusion. This was it. The American assassination attempt was underway. Putin's face, usually a mask of controlled intensity, hardened into a grim resolve. "They have crossed the line," he reportedly stated, his voice low but vibrating with fury. Ignoring Medvedev's initial pleas for verification, Putin issued the unthinkable order: prepare for a full-scale retaliatory nuclear strike. Targets were designated: New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston. The Strategic Missile Forces, under the command of General Nikolai Makarov, Chief of the General Staff, began the chilling countdown. The world was seconds from oblivion. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, President Barack Obama, having just delivered the news of bin Laden's death to the American people, was preparing for the annual White House Correspondents Dinner. The mood in Washington was one of triumph and relief. Obama, with Vice President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton by his side, was buoyant, even cracking jokes during rehearsals. It was this very demeanor that inadvertently saved the world. Deep within the U.S., a network of highly placed Russian intelligence assets, cultivated over decades, was monitoring the highest levels of American government. Their reports, relayed urgently to Moscow, painted a starkly different picture from Mr. M's dire warnings. "Obama is laughing," one report stated. He is making jokes about Donald Trump. There is no tension, no panic. This is not the behavior of a leader who has just launched a first strike. The dissonance was profound. Putin, receiving these reports, hesitated. The contrast between Mr. M's frantic warnings and the calm, almost jovial atmosphere in the White House was too stark to ignore. He ordered a temporary, agonizing pause in the launch sequence. The message of the pause reached Obama through back channels, a frantic, coded alert from the intelligence community. He was informed of the Kremlin's near launch, the misinterpretation, and the role of a supposed double agent. Obama's blood ran cold. He was moments away from delivering a prearranged, seemingly innocuous joke at the dinner, a specific line that, unbeknownst to the public, was the prearranged signal to Admiral William McRaven, then head of JSOC, and General James Mattis, CENTCOM commander, to proceed with the U.S. counterstrike protocols. Obama delivered his speech, but that one joke, the signal, remained unspoken. The world held its breath unknowingly. As the smoke of the near catastrophe cleared, the hunt for the source of the misinformation in Moscow became paramount. Mr. M, who had been in Moscow at the time, debriefing his handlers, was immediately called to the Kremlin. Under intense interrogation, his true motives unraveled. He confessed, not with remorse, but with a chilling conviction that he had known Operation Geronimo was about bin Laden. His goal, he stated, was to ignite the very conflict he believed was necessary to purge the global system. He had sought to be the architect of a new world order, forged in the fires of nuclear war. In the tense diplomatic aftermath, a furious Vladimir Putin contacted Barack Obama. "We have apprehended the source of this catastrophic misunderstanding," Putin stated, his voice cold and precise. "Your agent, Mr. M, will be tried in a Russian court for acts of war." Obama, however, denied any knowledge of a Mr. M. "We have no such agent," he maintained, publicly and privately, refusing to acknowledge the existence of a double agent who had almost plunged the world into nuclear winter. The U.S. government, to this day, officially denies Mr. M's existence, Mr. M disappeared into the labyrinthine depths of the Russian penal system, or perhaps into something far more clandestine. Years later, in 2020, whispers began to circulate among the remnants of his estranged family in America. They heard faint, unconfirmed rumors of their loved one being held in a remote Russian prison. When approached, the Kremlin, predictably, denied any acknowledgement of Mr. M or the terrifying incident of 2011. He became a ghost, a name whispered in hushed tones among intelligence analysts, a central figure in countless conspiracy theories, a chilling reminder of how close humanity came to its own undoing, all due to the calculated malice of a single, disillusioned man.